Hello everyone, I'm Marcus from MiloX News, and today I'm bringing you a detailed analysis of the stock market for SPY and QQQ for today. Before we begin, I'd like to remind you that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily and weekly updates on the stock market. Last week, on Friday, we were seeing a bullish flag in the SPY, and I gave a very simple trading plan while the SPY was in the breakout above 430 about what we would likely see in the future. At that time, the breakout of that bullish flag above 430 easily took us to 440, so you can't be bearish above 430. You need to wait for the support to be lost, and then let the price action guide you to lower prices. Now, the reason I want to review that clip is because on the chart we had all the information we needed, which was the breakout of that bullish flag above 430. I even said it looked like clear skies above 430 because I didn't see much resistance until we got to the double bottom price target at 440. And that's exactly where we got today. Now, I still believe that this level at 436 is an important level, and now we could see that level acting as support now that we are breaking above it. But without a doubt, the SPY above 430 was the correct call that we were going to see this impulsive breakout because we still have too many people short selling this market, and this was short squeeze territory. If you short sold above 430 and didn't wait until we got to these high resistance levels, you have probably already been kicked out of your position or are sitting on some massive losses. That's not what I want you to be doing. When you're looking at the chart and you see a bullish breakout, you need to respect the price action because it's telling you it wants to go higher. I've been saying this is important because we have the uptrend. Every time you have a bullish breakout with an uptrend, the path of least resistance is always going to be higher. So, when you're looking at the volume, it's always increasing now that we're breaking because many short sellers are now covering, which means they are becoming at buyers. Now, if you look at the options market, it's a totally different story. I know there are a lot of calls, and we are getting to extreme greed on the 5-day moving average for put and call ratios, but if you look at net short positions, there are still a lot of short sellers in this market who are trying to short sell the S&P 500. Now, moving forward, we still have the uptrend. So the same suggestion I always give you is that you need to wait for the price to break down and show confirmation that we are entering lower highs and lower lows before you become too bearish. If you're just short selling the market just because we're going up and you don't think we should be going up, that's a great way to lose all your money if the SPY just recovers to all-time highs. Now, if you don't think all-time highs are possible, just look at a monthly chart of XLK, which is the technology sector component of the S&P 500. And you can very easily see that it is now trading near all-time highs, which means that the entire stock market is probably lagging behind the technology sector, and the technology sector is simply leading the way up. So, if you still have a bearish bias and you're still in this camp that the stock market is still in a bear market and is going to collapse, you're playing with fire because the charts are telling us the exact opposite. Now, that doesn't guarantee that we won't get a cooling off for a correction or some kind of pullback. But what I'm trying to teach you is that you don't guess when that's going to happen. Let the chart and the price action do all the work. So, what that means is that we simply need to see a change in this trend, which is going to require a bit of patience and due diligence to watch the price action and get confirmation of the trend change. So, right now, with the SPY breaking above 440, there's no doubt that we're getting extended, but most of the time this year, when we're getting these extensions, we just move sideways and barely go down with very small and muted pullbacks before continuing higher. So, if you get used to trying to call every top, you're literally taking the hardest trade you could take in this market because we have an uptrend. You should be buying at support and trading in the direction of the trend for a much smoother ride. Now, if you want to short sell the SPY, then you need to have very good risk management because the next price target I have on the SPY is there between 448 and 451. So yes, we might go higher because we still have the uptrend and we still have bullish price action above all moving averages. Now, one day the market will pull back and one day we will see a correction in the big tech sector. But trying to guess when that's going to be is much harder than just waiting until the price action tells us. So right now, you don't have to keep being bullish in this market, but you should be very careful if you're short selling. And I'm not saying don't short sell the market if you have a strategy and it's working for you. That's fine. But in general, that's going to be the hardest trade you could take with this uptrend. So respect these levels we have here on the chart, around 441 and 436. And the next upside price targets will be 448 and 451. We remain bullish above 430, but that doesn't mean we can't have a pullback to that level to test it as support. And that would still look like a higher low within an uptrend, even if we bounce from 430 and then continue to 450. That's still a very healthy bullish market chart of higher highs and higher lows. So stick with the trend to the end, because the trend is your friend and you never know when the trend is going to change. That's why we follow the price action, and that's why we look at these charts every day. Jumping to the NASDAQ 100, the QQQ rose 1.19% today and hit all my price targets at 368 and just above 371, and so far we are resisting at that resistance, and we are well out of the bear cave, which is between 350 and 360. As I showed you earlier with the XLK chart pushing to all-time highs, it's very hard to say that XLK is going to make all-time highs, and the QQQ are not. And if you zoom out on the QQQ, we are still about 10 points from all-time highs. So although I'm not guaranteeing anything, the bullish trend and bullish price action allow us to keep going up as long as they exist. And as you can see, we are out of the bear cave, which probably means this is no longer a bear market. Therefore, for the sake of cleaning up this chart, we are going to remove the bear because we are officially out of the bear cave for at least 3 closes. And now we are pushing to higher prices, which means we are likely to keep going up even if we get the correction and pull back. So, to illustrate this, even if we go through a drastic correction down to 330, I would still expect to see a resumption of this uptrend unless black swan events occur or significant changes in the current state of the economy. But remember, we follow the price action and the chart above all else. So right now, looking at the QQQ, there's a very good chance that this resistance level we are currently at is a very strong resistance. But we need confirmation of a high volume sell-off and a rejection, and then a change in the trend from higher highs and higher lows to lower highs and lower lows. Without the confirmation in the price action that we are changing the trend, we need to stay in this uptrend. Also pay attention to the fact that we are still squeezing the bears with increasing volume, which tells us that after we squeeze all the bears, then we could very likely get the pullback, and that will cause the maximum pain in both directions, because once the bears are squeezed out, then we turn around and continue to lower prices, and they are left sitting there wondering what just happened. In the QQQ, watch these resistance zones between 368 and 371, and would give room to get up to around 372.5 to around 373. If we start to pull back, we need to break support at the 5-day EMA around 365, and then below that we could look for a retest of the breakout at 355. That's all I've got for the SPY and QQQ. I'll be back tomorrow with Friday's report. Please click like, share, subscribe, and check out our YouTube channel MiloX News. Thank you.